There's so many opportunities here to leverage this very special situation that we're in. Let's talk about some of the interesting things you can do. We've got a JobKeeper enabled stand down. This is how we can shave off the excess wages on top of the JobKeeper, and it's a partial stand down. So if the person is earning a notional $100 an hour, JobKeeper is going to pay them for 7.5 hours in a week because it's $750. So once you've paid that $750, everything on top of that, if they're not doing any work anyway, we can shave that down if we're very careful and jump through the right hoops. There's documentation, consultation, and I recommend extreme caution. However, it is possible to save yourself a lot of money on that extra bit. So that's the JobKeeper enabled stand down. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Next one I think is really great, the directions. So we've got direction about duties and a direction about the location of work. We've all probably jumped the gun on giving directions about location of work without having gone through all of the steps that we need to. That's a lower stakes thing than a stand down. Stand down, very big deal. Please work from home, much less of a big deal. And with this one, it's a squeaky oil approach. If you've got someone in your team that is jumping up and down and screaming blue murder because they are not comfortable in their home office or think that going to an alternative location is too far, or whatever it is that they've got a problem with, then you should be focusing in dealing with that particular problem. But otherwise, having a consultative approach about where you're going to have a location of work, it's probably going to get you over the line. But you can actually make a direction. As an example, our firm moved on the 1st of April. And so with this fantastic timing to scale up operations, we've had a lot of people who are working from home and are starting to dribble back in. There's about 5 of us in the office today. And I have actually let all of my people make that decision for themselves. Other businesses are having to be a bit more prescriptive about who's going to work where. And if you are covered by the JobKeeper directions, there's a special method that makes it a bit easier to the usual. If you're not covered by the JobKeeper directions, such as our business, we need to do it under the traditional method of a renegotiation of contract, or it might be sitting in this bubble of a reasonable and lawful direction. So just because there are extra bits that we get for the JobKeeper doesn't mean that that's the only way. And the direction on duties is about saying, well, I don't have what you normally do, but I do have some filing. And so it'd be really useful if the business could have the benefit of your filing skill. And so you direct the person to do alternative duties. Again, you can do that in normal employment law. There are quite a few risks involved in that. What the JobKeeper direction has done is just de-escalated some of the menace that you would otherwise feel in having this kind of imposition on an employee who might otherwise think, hey, you've just demoted me, you're punishing me, why are you doing this to me? So it's just helping people get perspective. We can also have agreement, and this isn't a normal agreement. So a JobKeeper agreement requires the other party to act reasonably. Without the JobKeeper, we can still come to an agreement. You can come to an agreement about almost anything. But it's in situations where you've got a recalcitrant employee on the other side who's digging their heels in, they've got a bit of an entitlement complex, they're not in it for the team, they really don't care that you're the entrepreneur with the blood, sweat and tears that have put it into the business, then they're the ones that the JobKeeper provisions are really going to be useful for, because you can make an application to the Commission to help clear that person as a roadblock. So all in all, I think that the options that have come out of the JobKeeper, for those of you in receipt of JobKeeper, are really brilliant, and there's so many opportunities here to leverage this very special situation that we're in.